a reading titled Looking for a Job, and I am offering these readings for $20. If you want your own personal reading regarding would you get hired soon? What do you need to know? Why aren't people hiring you? Okay, so we're going to answer four questions today. And the questions we're going to answer are: where should I be looking? What type of work would I enjoy? How should I start looking? And what jobs or type of work would allow me to use my skills to their greatest potential? Now, I did this already, but the audio was so bad, I decided to start again. All right, so how do we start? How do you start? Well, the very first card, this you could either look at this as how or where, is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups represents your significant other. So I believe that one of the places to start looking for a job is at home. Like tell your significant other, hey, I'm looking for work. Now I start work tomorrow, and my significant other was the one that told me about the job. What I want you to do is to take a piece of paper or even use your phone, write out all the people who love you, write out all the people who you love, family members, relatives, associates, and tell all of them that you're looking for work. This is how you start. Tell everybody who loves you that you're looking for work. Now, I just recently took a class called Career Advising, and I learned in the class that the number one way people get a job is through networking. So put it on Facebook so that your family can see, hey, y'all, I'm looking for work. Who's hiring, Dad? Drop a DM or just, let me know on the posting. You'll be surprised how many family members and how many friends know about who's hiring. You might even know right now people who are hiring, okay? So, how do you start? You start by networking. You start by, and that's the easiest thing to do, right? Some people think you start by getting your, some people think you start by getting your, hey, you guys, you just quit your job today. Okay, so somebody said they just quit their job today. You might need a little time to just kind of rejuvenate. But what do you do now? Now you tell your friends, your family, your lover, acquaintances, I'm looking for work. I'm looking for, hey, do you know anybody who's hiring? You don't have to follow through, but then it'll give you a vast majority. It'll give you a lot of options. Okay. Number two, how do you start looking for employment? Well, we have this Eight of Wands here. We have this person on a ride saying, wee! So that kind of made me think of fair, amusement park, right? And then we have this card of this woman looking outside of the window. Well, the windows are open, so it's outside. So I kind of put that together and thought of career fair, right? In school, career fair, how do I sound? Am I perfectly clear, or does it sound like an echo, or is it garbled? I shut down everything else so that we could get clear. So the second way to find a job, or how do you go about doing it, is by going to career fairs. Okay? You see how this person is outside? You know, one of the benefits of going to career fairs is that your resume will get in the hand of the person who makes the decisions on whether or not your resume is going to get in the hiring manager's hands. They're right then and there. And some people, they're right there. And some people just do better in person. I feel like those of you who are watching, you're just a people's person, or people like you. I mean, just think about dating online. There's some profiles that you read, and when you finally meet that person, it's like, damn, you're so much better than your profile. If I was just judging you off your profile, I didn't know that you were this awesome. You said I could be louder? Huh. Interesting. All right, I'll have to look at that. So, number one, how do you start looking for a career? The first place you start is by what? telling your lover, your friends, even your ex. You want a reason to call your ex? Is there somebody? I see somebody here. I see love here, right? You want a reason to get in contact with somebody from the past? Be like, they hiring at your job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Career fairs. Now, if you want to know about a career fair, there is a national site literally called National Career Fairs. And all you got to do is type in National Career Fair, Minneapolis, Berkeley, Oakland, Baltimore, Los Angeles, Queens, New York. And then the career fair will come. You will find out what career fairs is happening. Another benefit from career fairs is that the people who sit on the thrones are right there. This is HR, honey. HR controls everything. Usually it's HR that's going to be at the career fairs. So that's another thing. Now, some of you are feeling a little distraught. Something painful happened recently. I don't know if you didn't get a job, if there was a breakup, if there was some type of loss, but some of you could just be frustrated and let down with the going on interview after interview after interview and not quite getting what you are trying to aspire to. I don't know what that is. What's going on with you all? Had an interview today. Okay, good. Now listen, Robert said that I could be louder. Does anybody else feel? Oh, that sounds great, Crystal. That sounds really good. Okay, what else do we have here? What else do we have here? Another thing that will help you get a job is LinkedIn. Okay, we have the gold sun there. We have the three people that are sitting on the throne. So we have. I feel like the three people sitting on the throne is is LinkedIn, probably the career boards, right? Also, your alumni, those of you who this reading is not for everybody. I don't expect everybody to be in here. If it's just 10, 12, 15 of you, that's fine because everybody's not looking for a job. This is specifically for people who are looking for jobs. But if you want to hang out with your girl, you're more than welcome to do that too. So we have three people sitting on the throne, right? We have tell your family and friends. Tell your family and friends that you are looking for employment. You have Indeed, and there's another one called talent.com. Also, depending on your line of work, you really, truly, honestly need to learn how to use LinkedIn, and that's me too. Okay. You need to have a LinkedIn profile if you're looking for work. So so there's four ways. How do you look for work? You're looking for a job. How? And then we're going to talk about the interview. But if you are not getting interviews, the first thing someone said they just quit their job. Step number one is what? Tell your lover, your friends, and your family. Networking is the number one way 70% of people find a job. 70%. Number two is career fairs. You can type in and Google career fairs in the city that you're living in. There is a national association or there is a national organization for career fairs, and all of them are ran through this organization. Just type in Career Fair Atlanta and see the next time the fair is coming. Number three is alumni. Maybe you're in college now and you can go to your college campus. Also, there's job boards, but do you know that's number four? It goes beneath networking. Put it on your social media page. Make a joke about it. If you're on TikTok, do a little dance about being looking for a job, right? And you'll be surprised how many people will put something on your TikTok page about who's hiring. Okay? Oh, good. I'm happy. For some, in front, yeah, sometimes there's two types of resumes. There's a chronological resume and there's a functional resume. If you don't have a lot of experience, you want to use the functional resume that just really focuses on your skills. But if you have a lot of experience, you want to use a chronological resume, right? And yes, well, yeah, resumes are important, but if you go to a career fair, you will step ahead of of all kinds of people because your hand, you are putting the resume in the person's hands right then and there. LinkedIn, also try talent.com, but more importantly, tell your friends, your family, your relatives, your distant relatives. If that could be an excuse to call somebody who you hadn't talked to in a long time. Say, hey, I'm looking for a job. I need some more meat. One of the things that you need to do while you're job searching too is get support. The cards are saying that you need some hugs. Like, oh, because it's kind of, when you're looking for a job, you go through rejection. You go through an interview, you do the best that you can, and then you get rejected, right? Why are some of you getting rejected after the interview? Well, because of the Knight of Swords. And what is the Knight of Swords? Well, several things. The Knight of Swords, number one, is very smart. The Swords talks about intellect. It talks about words. Also, it's about being fearless and bold. But maybe you're not doing enough research on the company before you go. And when the interviewer asks you, do you have any questions? You're like, no. Well, it's like, why don't you have any questions? Haven't you done your research? Right? Some of you are going on an interview and you don't know anything about the company, and that looks bad. It looks like you're just trying to make some money, and that you really don't care about the culture, and you don't care about the company, and you just all about yourself, right? Do your research on the companies, what the Knight of Swords is saying, because it seems like it's putting a bad taste in employers' mouth when the part of the interview comes, when it's like, well, do you have any questions for us? And you ain't got no. How much does it pay? Well, I mean, come on now. Let's ask some type of intellectual question. So how long has, well, I read about, the company being started since 1976. So why do you think it's been successful for so long? Engage them also. But also, the Knight of Swords is fearless and bold. So really sell yourself. Sell yourself by going back to your skill set and going back to your qualifications. Every question that they ask you, go back to your resume and say, well, as you can see from my resume, or not, don't say as you can see, but you say something like, well, when I was at Macy's, I did stocking and I did cashiering. And I feel that here at your company, I can do that as well. So, but another thing too is the Knight of Swords is smart. And some of you are not well equipped for the interview. There are mock questions online that they will ask you. There are questions that you can get that will tell you all of the questions that they're going to ask you. Every last one of them. So you sit down with a friend and just go over it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, right? You can even look on YouTube. There are a whole bunch of people on YouTube that prep you for an interview, like what to say with each question. So why do you think you'll be a good fit for this job? Well, according to my research, your culture is your values, your mission statement is, and I feel like that coincides with my values and my mission statement for my life. And I feel that I would be a good fit because I would fit right in or whatever, right? Just prepare for the interview because some of you are not getting hired because it's all about you and the employer is feeling that you didn't do your research. All right, so the next question is what job or type of work will allow me to use my skills to their greatest potential? Well, I saw the Eight of Wands here. So I feel like something has to be fast paced for you or challenging. I feel like you don't want to be bored at your job. Who am I talking to? I just feel like you just don't want to be bored. You want to do something that's going to make that clock just go fast, right? With that Knight of Swords energy. So one of the things also with this throne here, I feel like you want to do the things that make you look good and the things that you do best. That's what I feel, right? What do you do really good and what makes you feel like you're number one? See, when it comes to career, I feel like when I'm helping people, I feel like I'm in my element and I really don't feel like people help people as much as I do. I feel like I'm kind of like on the top with that personally because of what people say to me, right? I don't feel that way about this general reading because there's so many other readers that knock me off my feet. So I think you want to do something that you're good at and that you stand out with. Like, you know what? I'm good in math. I'm good in science. I'm good with this. So it looks like you want to do something that you're good at that's going to be quick paced and that'll go through the time really fast. But with the Knight of Swords here, the Swords talks about thoughts. It talks about analytics. The Swords talks about quick information. That could be editorials. That could be a podcast, right? Uh, giving information that maybe people don't necessarily want to hear, but giving information quickly. And whatever you do, some of you want to give it and then the next person, give it and then the next person. I don't know what it could be compliance, it could be quality management. I see something down here that says clean energy food. So some of you could be a chef. That could be the work that you're supposed to do. But I'm hearing here that it says the world needs your power. Use your voice. The world needs your power. Use your voice. You had a math teacher job, great. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. So, what job would be good for you? They're telling you to use your voice. Now, that could be you could be using your voice quietly as a math teacher. You could be shown using your voice by teaching people math or whatever, right? It's just that the next time you go, listen, very few people follow up their interview with a thank you letter. Be one of the few that do. Follow up with the thank you letter and say, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, for considering me for the position. I just want to reiterate that I think that I would be a good fit for the company because I've had a 4-year degree in math. I've taught math for 3 years at the Institute of Science, this and this and that and that. Whatever it is that you're here to do, I feel that you want to use your mind, you want to use your voice. You want it to be a quick paced environment. You want to be respected and admired for the work that you do. And I feel that the cards are saying, and then you want some space. You want to use your mind and then you want some space, what I'm seeing here. Right. So follow up with see, this readings like this are just for a few people. They're not for because some people, already got jobs. So, what kind of work would be good for you? Whatever you dream of, whatever you've been led to, right? Whatever is now for some of you, you just need something that you can get through. Nine of Swords. You can get through the day because you got a business that you're trying to start, and you just need some income to come in while you're getting your business up and going, right? So, also, a lot of your answers in regards to what direction to go in is going to come through your dreams. So, pay attention to your waking dreams, like what you see yourself doing. You might think about what it is you want to do so often that you may not even be conscious of the fact that that's a vision. If you keep on seeing yourself doing something over and over again, if you keep on seeing yourself doing something over and over again, there's a very high possibility that you are in a vision. Okay. All right. What else do we have here? What type of work would where should I start looking? Okay, so where you should start is wherever people tell you when you put it out there. All right, let's see what the terms are saying. All right, I see somebody. I see somebody. Where's my one? All right, wow, there's a lot of people here that can help. Let's see. I see. What do we have here? An Aquarius might be helpful. Somebody with an R, maybe somebody with a U, an N, or an X in their names may be helpful. I see a Y too. I see New York. All right. I see that some of you, your X may be helpful, right? Especially if they have an R in their name, right? I see somebody with the U. U R X, New York. Maybe somebody, you have an X in New York, R in their name, U R X, or however this is. I feel like the key to your career change or getting a job is is kind of like being a truth barrier, selling yourself, because the Knight of Swords is fearless. You're an Aquarius. I feel like this reading is for you. The Knight of Swords is fearless. Sell yourself. The key to you getting hired is you. All right. Also, a sister may know about some places that are hiring. Okay. All right. So let's close this and let's recap. So, one of the questions, though, is where you should start. With the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles actually is blue collar work. So some of you might, this is the food industry. Some of you might need to go in the food industry. The Knight of Swords moves fast, right? With that Eight of Wands, quick activity, you might look into driving jobs like Amazon. Amazon is hiring at $17.75 for drivers. Uber, right? I'm getting blue collar work is the way to go. And it's interesting because there is a shortage of blue collar workers like elevator operators. There's a shortage of welders. There's a shortage of construction workers. There's such a shortage of blue collar workers. They went to Biden administration and asked for help. And Biden gave construction workers like an enormous amount of money just to help them hire people. So like if you want to get a job fast, the quickest way to get a job is to go through some type of blue collar. Driving is the blue collar work. What else? Welding, that's blue. Elevator. You might need to go to school, although I'm not really seeing school here. It seems like it would be easiest to get a blue collar job. Okay, but if that's not you, I feel that you just need to sharpen your interview skills. The thing about it is there's a shortage of blue collar workers. Read it for yourself. But everybody's trying to get the white collar jobs. So if you want to be smart, go for jobs that people don't want. There's a shortage of garbage truck drivers. There's a shortage of Coca-Cola drivers. There's a shortage of drivers. There's a shortage of blue collar workers. So if you want to get paid the fastest, you probably need to go to blue collar work. Also, we get the third party card here. All right, third party. So some of you may need some help, right? You may need someone to professionally do your resume. You may need someone to help you with your interviewing skills, like myself. If you need a career reading and you're wondering what you're doing wrong to not get hired, or what can you do to get hired fast, you can go to sunshinetarot.org. I have 10 different readings there, some career, some love. You can combine them and they start at $20, okay? They don't go any higher than 35. But with this third party here, some of you might need to go to a temporary agency. You might need to go to an employment agency to get some type of work, especially it like most people who work blue collar, they go in that day and they walk out with money that night. I've seen labor ready, right? It's the people who have these white collar jobs that are trying to get a job and can't get hired, right? Another thing you might want to do is hire yourself as a contractor. Sometimes it's easier to get a job as a contractor than as a full-time employee, which is that Knight of Swords energy again, and that Eight of Wands energy of quick, fast, hurry energy, right? I'm just going to be here for a minute. I'm a contractor, right? But I do see for some of you a new chapter. I see a new chapter with career for you. So some of you are going to be taking a new direction with your career path. And um, some of you need to have sex, okay? It says get some. It'll cheer your ass up. So some of you need to have sex because it's just kind of stressful looking for a job. And let's see what the final words are. So there was a lot of gems here tonight, right? If you do what I'm telling you to do, you will have a job, definitely. What I'm telling you to do, what the cards are saying, is to tell your friends and your family. By the time you finish posting this on Facebook, telling your friends and your family, you'll hear at least one thing that might sound interesting to you, right? Another thing is career fairs, right? If you go to another thing is the Knight of Swords energy keeps on popping up. And either you need to be bold and fearless with selling yourself. Like, I'm not saying that, hey, I'm the bitch. I'm the bitch. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, I've done that. I have 3 years of training with that. I've done that for 2 years. You know, I um, I know that God has anointed and appointed me. I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation of how I would say what I'm saying to you. To work in career since I was a young girl, I've always wanted to work in career. Now I went to school. I got certified to be a certified career counselor. I know what I'm talking about. And you might really need, with that Knight of Swords energy, to go into those interviews prepared to sell yourself. Because if you're going for white collar jobs, you have stiff competition. You can't be going in there timid. I mean, be respectful, but be fearless and bold with selling yourself. Those of you who have interviews this week, follow up your interview with a thank you letter. Very few people do that. It's just, it's a touch of class. There's a shortage in the nursing and the medical field too. I don't know if that's considered white collar or blue collar, but yeah, I don't know of the whole medical field. Hey, Sapphire. All right, let's see. Hey, you guys. All right. In regards to what job or what type of work would allow me to use my skills to their greatest potential, date. So they said try different things. Try different things, right? Just, don't be stuck with one. Yeah, this is it. Try different things. Explore, right? And then keep on trying different things until you find that Cupid's arrow, until you find that thing that says, "Ooh, yes, that's it. That's it." So don't get committed with the first thing that comes along. Date around a little bit, okay? Now, some of you have been shot by Cupid's arrow, right? And we're trying to talk about career, but love is coming up here. I see some of you getting a love call. Some of you are going to get a call for an interview. You're getting an interview real soon. And they're going to call you in to talk. They're going to call you in and they're going to call you in to talk. But I feel like they're going to pass on you. Why? Why? Because you don't show enough passion for the job. Passion is reverse. That's why you should go for jobs that you really want to have. What do you need to know about this? The go look inside, look at yourself, and don't, okay. I feel like I already said this. The employers, for some of you, are feeling like when you come in there, you have a good resume, you have the skill set, but you don't really show a strong interest in the company or in the job, is what the cards are saying. And they're looking at that. They want to make sure you have the passion to work there. So they said, take a look at yourself and make sure you're applying for companies that you want. But you will rise from the ashes. Those of you who went for an interview already, did this already happen? You will rise from the ashes and there will be a transformation here. All right. So what's the next question? Is what type of work would I enjoy? And I said you will enjoy work where you are good at, work that maybe working with relationships, maybe working in the food industry. I feel like what you want to do is help people be a better person. With you a better person. I feel like you want to help people be better in a specified area, whether it's eating, whether it's a job, whether it's in relationships. I see there's some of you who want to help people make better choices in their relationship. I see others of you want to help people make better choices with their food. Okay. Um, and others of you, it says, fuck fear. It will lie in your face. Some of you want to do life coaching, like you want to help people get over their fears, right? Others of you want to tell the truth. You want to help people find it better by telling the truth fearlessly and boldly. This was reversed. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception. Yeah, you want to help people get out of. Some of you want to be therapists. You want to help people get out of psycho babble. Like, stop doing this dysfunctional, twisted behavior. What else do we have here? Girl with the snake. You want to help. Yeah, a lot of you want to help people get out of bad relationships, or you just want to help people be a better person, be better than what they were before. Hey, okay. Anything else? Let's come up with that. Anything else? Okay. All right. It's just a matter of time for some of you. Some of you have already left the job. You're going to be making better choices in regards to your job. It's just a matter of time before something new comes along. In fact, let's see. Let's see. Is something new coming along? Key, many options. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of options for you, a lot of decisions that you need to make, right? They're saying one night stand. You might really, if you're in dire need of a job, you might really want to think about a third party here. You might really consider going through an agency and seeing if you can get a gig real quick, right? That's what we're getting. They're saying if you want a job real fast, go through a Deco, go through Kelly Girl, right? Um, but I'm feeling like wedding. So eventually you are going to get hired. I see wedding rings here too. Is anybody getting married? You might meet someone significant on your job. Some of you might meet your lifelong partner at your job if that hasn't happened already. Okay. So, but I do see a job. I see a contract job. I see a contractual job. Yeah, I see See, I see wedding and then I see coffin. So I don't know if you are a what is that called, a widower, or but wedding and coffin. I see you getting a job and then stopping or something like that. But yeah, I feel that you're going to be successful. I feel like you will eventually. I feel like it's going to take a lot of effort. I don't see anything dropping in your lap, especially if you're just going through white flower or white collar job. But I do see the chaser, love, and the runner here. So, but yeah, you know, I feel like you'll meet some good friends at your job as well. So I think that was an excellent, excellent reading. I feel like there was a lot of nuggets in there for those of you who are looking for jobs. And like I said, if you want a reading to find out how soon you'll be getting a job or what you need to do or what you need to know, they're saying be strategic. Be strategic when you're looking for these jobs. Like, think of strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say this one more time and then we're going to go. The first way to get a job the quickest is if you know somebody who knows somebody. So ask your circle of friends, including your lover, do you know someone who's hiring? How cool are you with them? Tyler Perry doesn't even hire people that nobody knows. The only way that you can get into a Tyler Perry production is if one of the people know you. They got to know you. That was back in the day. I don't know what it's like now. So, first thing, the first nugget here is ask people who love you, who you love, write, get a phone, get your phone out and type and write everybody that you know that loves you and who you love and ask them, do they know who's hiring? And if so, can they hook you up? Ask people who know and love you, can you get a hookup? That should be simple. Number two, go to career fairs. Google career fairs in your area, right? Google career fairs in your area. There are national career fairs. Google them. There's always a career fair happening. When you go to the career fair, make sure you have a nice looking updated resume and make sure you're looking professional. Like, don't wear something like this. You want to wear blue. Blue is a very calming color. It means that you're ease. Black, kind of black and red, it employers just feel like you're just too powerful, right? That's the, yeah, don't wear that, right? Career fairs. The next is job boards or college alumni. Like, if you're still in college, then you can go to the career office and ask for jobs. I got hired at ABC. I got hired at KTVU, a Fox affiliation, through somebody who I knew. I wanted to work there, and Willie McCovey is a baseball player. I don't know if you guys know him. His daughter and I were friends. Well, he was dating a news anchor, and she got me the job. You know, a lot of people get hired by who you know. That's why networking like LinkedIn is so important. Start getting yourself out there and be nice. You start hooking people up too. So networking is number one, followed by career fairs, followed by alumni. Call your old college, those of you who went to college, and say, hey, I'm an alumni. I want to know, is there a career path, a career for people who have graduated already, or if you're still in school, go to your career board. It was through my career board that I got a job from KGO, which was a ABC affiliate, right? Then, you know, there are job boards like LinkedIn, and there are Indeed, ZipRecruiter, but there's some new ones out now that are much more effective Also, with the Indeed, put your resume out there, put yourself out there. Now, the next thing is we saw that third party card. Some of you, if you want to get hired fast, you may need to go to a temporary agency like Adecco, Kelly's Girl. And then when you go to those temporary agencies, they allow you to use their computer systems in order to upgrade your skill set for free. They used to. I remember when I first started with the Deco, I was making $15 an hour. And after work, I would come by to the computer lab and I would teach myself Excel. Or they had these little things where you could learn different Microsoft Office things. And I went from making 15 to $28 an hour and as quickly as 6 weeks because I had these skills that people were willing to pay $28 an hour for PowerPoint presentation, Mac Excel. So third party was here. A lot of you need to go to third parties, and you will have a new chapter in your life if you start, going to a deco, things like that. What else did we say? Some of you want to teach people how to manage money. You want to teach people how to be a conscious consumer. Others of you want to teach people about food and eating right. Some of you want to, maybe do life coaching. You want to help people in their lives. Some of you want to help people to be a better person, whether it's with food, family, fun, education, right? Also, the last thing is one of the things that will stop your frustration and the pain. Some of you are frustrated and you might have experienced a death, a loss, a breakup. I did see separation, but they're saying that while you are job searching, you definitely need love. You definitely need support. And you might want to tell your partner, hey, when I go for a job and I'm not getting the job, I feel really sad. And can I have a hug? You know, I just need a hug because I thought they were going to hire me. They didn't hire me. It really hurts. I remember I went for this job to be an answering service woman. Did somebody? I have a great voice. I didn't even get that far. And they said, well, we thank you, but no. You have to understand that man's rejection is God's protection. If you're getting the door slammed, it's only because there's a higher path that maybe God is trying to tell you that He wants you on, right? And you got to find what that path is. Some of you need to have sex, you know, because you need that energy flowing through your body. And the last thing too is when you start applying for these jobs, some of you are not getting hired because the people are not feeling like you care about the job. But the card says you are talented and fucking amazing. And the world needs your power. The world needs your power. You are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your voice, right? So, what I'm suggesting you to do is when you go out on interviews, after the interview is over, send a follow up letter and say thank you because only 2% of the people are going to do that. Trust and believe they will remember you. Make sure your resume is formatted nicely, right? I used to have a staffing agency. If the resume didn't look nice, I just threw it out. I didn't even look over. I just threw it out because I figured, like, wow, see, this is how you present yourself. You are so welcome, right? And lastly, when you're going on interviews, make sure you research the company because you are amazing, but they feel like they're amazing too. And they want to make sure you're a team player. If you're a team player, then you're going to get out of yourself and you're going to look at other, what's going on with this company, not just be about you, right? So make sure you do research with the company. And the last thing is there are a lot of YouTube videos on how to answer each question in a job interview. There are a lot of YouTube videos that can teach you how to do that. When they ask you, so what are your weaknesses? So what are your strengths? So what brought you here today? So why do you want to? I mean, there's people on all kinds of stations that are really good that can teach you how to answer the interview questions. Okay. So lastly, if you want a reading, if you want a career reading, also if you want career coaching, you can go to sunshinetarot.org and look up what services I provide. Or if you want a career reading, you can go to sunshinetarot.org and there's like 10 different readings there. And I would be more than happy to help you personally. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you got something out of it. And I'm sure that you did. And God bless.